Hello. Good morning, everyone. Key Unique. Good morning to you, sir. Can you hear me? Can we confirm you can hear me? I need us to confirm we can hear me and the audio is solid, loud and clear, so we can push forward. Larry Wajik, good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Wisdom, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I believe the audio is solid and you can hear me. Thank you very much for the confirmations. All right. Let's get right to it. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining. All right. So, good morning, everyone, once again. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, gentlemen as well. And good morning, traders. Okay. If it's your first time, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us on today's edition of the Morning Market Review, MMR for short. Okay. As a quick reminder, this forum every day get to look at what's going on in the markets, all right, in terms of fundamental and technical setups that we see on the chart for trade opportunities, okay? And of course, this is also with the hope that we'll be able to pick one or two entries for today's analysis, plus trade ideas and potential chart setups that we can add to our watch list as well for today and even for the rest of the week, depending on how it plays out for that particular chart. All right. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Good morning. Thank you, Victor. I like that. Good morning to you as well. Thank you for joining. So usually I like to start with the majors, pairs with USD as one of the currencies, and from there start looking at other pairs as well. So I have five, four or five assets that I want to touch on. If you have been following us on this forum, I feel that we've had our eyes on, okay, and then they are beginning to play out as we expect. All right, we'll get to the charts in a minute. Okay. Um, so, like I said, usually start from the majors, and then from there we look at other ones as well for important key levels, all right, and potential trade setups that we have, all right. And I always like to also add that this is all of this is also with the hope that when you have listened long enough, you are also able to replicate some of these strategies, key levels on your own chart as well, uh, so that of course eventually they give you an edge over the markets. All right. Okay, so um, let's see fundamentals. There is one for today. I'm going to share my screen. Just a second. All right. I believe you can see my screen. There is one for today that I need to quickly point out before we move ahead. And that is, of course, today, Tuesday, 13th day of May, 2025, 1:30 p.m., we have CPI data for the USD. Okay, our CPI data for to USD. And this is the inflation data from US, all right? So it's no longer news that, of course, major economies globally are trying really hard to tackle inflation, as we have seen in recent times, all right? And what better metrics to track that than the CPI, all right? So the CPI data uh, expected later today, that's 1:30 p.m., okay? That's 1:30 p.m. Is an important one, right? Is an important economic indicator, okay? And then, of course, it's used to determine the rate of inflation. Let me see the comment. No audio. You may have to check your ends. Along Toba, please check your ends. I want to believe there is audio, please. All right. So we use it to, of course, determine the rate of inflation. This is used to determine the rate of inflation, and it's released on a regular basis. I remember on this forum we talked about that the Canadian dollar Netflix Max. Okay, released on a regular basis by major economies. All right, we had for the Canadian dollar recently. Uh, and basically, it gives us a very tiny glimpse to measure growth rates and, of course, levels of inflation. A higher inflation rate means that the money buys less because everything costs more, of course. So the CPI specifically looks at purchasing power, all right? And also how fast the prices of goods and services are rising in the economy, all right? So for today, 1:30 p.m., it is expected to, according to this forecast value, come out at 0.3% from minus 0.1%, looking at the months slash month data. All right. Previous value of minus 0.1%. So according to consensus, it's expected to come out at 0.3%, indicating an increase, all right, in inflationary pressures. All right. So what this simply means is that when it's released by 1:30 p.m., if the actual result here, of course, we need to wait for 1:30 p.m. to see the actual result. And that is what would inform our trade decision. All right. So if the actual result exceeds this forecast value of 0.3%, this will, like I said, indicate an increase in inflationary pressures. Already, the consensus is suggesting that it's going to increase. All right. So if it turns out to be that, so 1:30 p.m. We get the data here, the actual value, and then it exceeds 0.3%. Fantastic. That would simply mean that there's an increase in inflationary pressure, like I said, and this would likely lead to a stronger USD. All right. So if USD becomes stronger, that means we're going to see a decline in pairs like the pounds USD. For that particular pair, GBP is base, USD is quote, and if the USD being the quote currency is stronger, that means pound USD will fall. All right. The same thing with Euro USD, the same thing with NZD USD, and what have you. And then the opposite will be true for pairs like USD CAD and USD JPY, because in those pairs, USD is the base currency. All right. And then on the other hand, when it's released 1:30 p.m., the USD could also weaken if the CPI falls short of the expected value. That is, we get a value that is lesser than the forecast, all right, of 0.3%, all right. If that happens, that indicates less inflationary pressure, all right. And then this would potentially lead to pounds USD rising, going up in this case, okay. Same thing with Euro USD, the same thing with NZD USD. And then again, the opposite would be true for USD CAD and USD JPY, all right, which would, of course, reflect lower confidence in the strength of the US economy, all right? So we're going to have eyes on CPI data 1:30 p.m. Okay, Victor says there's no audio too. At this point, I'm going to need us to confirm if there is audio, please. Can we do a quick confirmation on the rest of us if you can hear me? Everything looks good from my end. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Eddie. So Eddie says there's audio. So Victor and Olorun Toba, please, we have to check your devices, all right? I just got a confirmation from Eddie that the audio is good, all right? So we will have to, thank you very much, Anya as well. Thank you, sir. Also confirm that the audio is solid. Thank you, Olubega as well. All right, so that's it for fundamentals. All right, that's it for fundamentals. So I'm going to head to the trading platform right away. Right. Okay. So we have the trading platform up, and then of course, as usual, we have the USD index. Again, I like to start from here because once I understand the direction of the dollar index, then I can easily relate this to the rest of the major pairs, all right, for much simpler analysis because I already understand the direction of the dollar itself, okay, which is, of course, a major currency, right? On this forum, we mentioned more, or I mentioned multiple times how at that time, I was suggesting that it's possible that this here, 98, 98 price level could be a potential bottom for USD index. All right. Of course, we got this aggressive sell off from 110 and then all the way give us series of lower highs and lower lows up until this 98 level. Right. I also pointed out how sometime in September, I think of 2024, we got this triple bottom at the same 98 price level. All right. We got this triple bottom. Oh, sorry, this was 2022 February, right? About that time. We got this triple bottom right there. Right here, we got this triple bottom, and then it gave rise to this fantastic rally all the way to 110 price level and above. Okay, so fast forward to recently, we got a run back at 98 price level, and at that time, I suggested that this could be the bottom for USD index. And interestingly, that's what we have so far. Okay, that's what we have so far. At 98 price level, gave us bullish engulfing pattern, and then price has been pushing higher. Okay, it's taken out 99.6, it's taken out 100.2. These were the potential resistance that we had, all right, from last session, all right? And then currently we have price above 100.9 support level, okay? We have price above 100.9, all right? So as it is right now, of course, due to the talks that we now have for the trade war, which is beginning to steeze, right? There is now much confidence. There's beginning to be confidence in the US economy, and then that's why we see this rise. Okay, so moving forward, of course, I expect 100.9 price level to act as support if price eventually tests that. All right, expect that level to act as support and then expect a push higher from 100.9 support level. Okay, this 102.6 resistance too is quite a significant one as well. It's also significant. Okay, um, let's see. Right now, during this rally back in September of 2024, during this push higher, it was the break above 102.6 that confirms the bullish move for or the bullish structure for this move back in 2024 September. It was the break above 102.6 there that confirms the beginning of this bullish move. So we're also going to have the same expectation for this current price, expecting 100.9 level to act as support, and then from that level we start to get a push higher, and then 102.6 would be one to watch as well. Okay, and before 102.6, of course, we have 101.8. All right, we have 101.8. Now, all of this is on the daily time frame, and remember, we use the daily time frame as our anchor chart to start from here. Uh, as in my opinion, this is the best place to start on the chart. And then, depending on what kind of trader you are, whether you're a scalper or day trader, things like that, you can then tune down to your preferred time frame for entry opportunities after you confirm the wider view on the higher time frame, such as the daily or the 4 hours time frame. All right. So on this time frame, we can determine the trend and also important key support and resistance levels. Okay. So that's why usually I refer to this as our anchor chart, where the main analysis is carried out. Okay. So that's it for the daily time frame. How about 1 hour? Okay, on the 1 hour time frame, we see how that same 101.8 level give us a double top, and then we're seeing this decline from 101.8. Okay, now I expect this fall to continue, all right, and then come back to retest 100.9 support level, and then from there, I can expect price to push higher, all right, if this level holds as support. And then interestingly, we also see that the 50-period moving average is also around that 100.9 level. Okay, it's also around that 100.9 level, right? So as it is, I'm going to expect price to continue to push lower. We test 100.9, and then we get bullish continuation from 100.9. All right. Now, while this is happening, while this is ongoing, we're going to expect pairs like Euro USD and Pound USD to push higher, all right, because of these temporary change in direction, retracements that we expect for the USD index. All right. So, we're now going to head over to Euro USD. Now, remember, this has been pushing higher with the series of higher lows and higher highs. All right, this is the most recent high on the 1 hour time frame. All right, so it won't be surprising to get some retracements to create a higher low, and then we have expectation for a higher high. All right, after the test of this support level at 100.9. Right. So we then head over to Euro USD with that in mind. Okay. And then for Euro USD, I remember we got head and shoulder, right? If you were here during the last session, I pointed out head and shoulder pattern, right? Of course, it's a bearish reversal pattern. Yeah, if you remember, I highlighted this to us, and then I also gave us the neckline. Okay, also give us the neckline level, which comes in at 1.12831. And then we got this consolidation phase between 1.41 and 1.12831, which, of course, also happens to serve as our neckline for this head and shoulder pattern. Okay, so the mini price broke below the neckline. That was our trigger to short Euro USD. And interestingly, we also got a retest We also got a retest, all right? It's not every time we get a retest like this. So price broke below, I'm going to zoom this in, right? So price broke below the neckline with this candle, all right? And then we got a retest back at 1.12831, and then a further push to the downside. This played out really fantastic as we expect, all right? So price broke the neckline at 1.1283, all right? And then we got a retest. It's not every time we get a retest like this, all right? It's possible that price breaks below and then continue to sell off from there. Okay, so we got a retest, and then uh, that would have been a fantastic entry opportunity. Okay, and since that retest, um, it's delivered close to 200 pips. Okay, it's delivered close to 200 pips. All right, I don't know how many of that you got for yourself. All right, it's delivered close to 200 pips since we got that test. Okay, so the structure here, of course, remains a downtrend. All right, remains a downtrend. We see series of lower highs and lower lows. This is the most recent low right there. This is the most recent thing. And because it's a downtrend, what it simply means is that we're looking for opportunities to sell. Okay. This temporary change in direction to the upside doesn't mean that we now have an uptrend. All right. Like I pointed out on the USD index, uh, we expect a lower high. All right. No, sorry, we expect a higher low for a new higher high for the USD index. Okay. So while this is happening, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to expect pairs like USD and pound USD to rise. Okay. We're going to expect them to rise. And interestingly, they are also going to create their own lower highs before a further push to the downside. Okay. Now, to what extent do we expect this lower high? Okay, to what extent do we expect this lower high? Now, technically, this is the most recent low that was broken. Okay, this is the most recent low that was broken. All right, so expect, and then of course, by the break of that low, it's also left behind some imbalances. All right, and imbalances like this usually act as magnet for price. Okay, so it won't be surprising to see price filling some of these imbalances that we have there. All right, so what we can do is right. So this is the Fibonacci retracement tool. It's a fantastic tool to measure retracement levels. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'll be looking towards the 50% level. And the 61.8% level. Okay. All right. So what this means is that I'm expecting this retracement, of course, to create a lower high for a new lower low to form. Okay. I'm expecting this retracement to continue to push higher, create a lower high, all right, which would also serve as a good entry opportunity in anticipation of the next lower low. Now, for more aggressive traders, right, for more aggressive traders and for scalpers, of course, this will also be an opportunity to long Euro USD, all right? This will also be an opportunity to long Euro USD while we expect the retracement, all right, towards the 50% Fibo level or the 61.8 Fibo level, all right, around this area. Let me also do this here. yeah, so I'm expecting the retracement to come into this area, all right, for the next push lower. Right. Now, this is the expectation that we have, all right? Remember, the market has a final say. It doesn't mean that simply because we expect this, it's going to happen as expected. But of course, based on technical analysis, it's what to look out for, all right? It's what to look out for. Okay, and then in the events that we start seeing or we start getting bearish signals, all right, and start getting bearish signals even prior to testing this area, then that would also be a trigger to short Euro USD. Okay, yeah, absolutely. The fact that it also left behind some graph, which has been partially filled, all right, which has been partially filled, or could also suggest that we get a much deeper pullback for wisdom. Right, so that's what we have for Euro USD. Again, we have a downtrend, and then because we have a downtrend, we're interested in taking sales. Okay, we're interested in taking sales. Right now, it's created a lower low. All right. As a result of the lower low, it is expected that we get a lower high, and then that would also be our entry signal for a sell opportunity. All right, on Euro USD. And this is the 4 hours time. Of course, we are still tuned down to a much lower one to take your sell. We are still tuned down to a much lower one to take sales as well. Okay, so that's it for Euro USD. Pound USD, similar to that, similar to Euro USD. And then I remember highlighting this fake out as well. I remember highlighting this fake out. So price closed above a major key level, all right, and then closed back below it. So all of the price level here, of course, was a fake out. Price broke above. Ideally, it should have continued to push higher since it broke above that major key level, but that didn't happen. Closed back below, and then it gave rise to this over 1,000 pips, all right, 1,000 pips, and fast forward to what we see here, we have yet another fake out or potential fake out in our hands. The same price closed above that key level yet again, and then it's closed back below it. And of course, going by what we got here previously, this was the September of 2024, all right? This happened in September of 2024. Then we see it again, April of 2025. Price has closed back below support at 1.325, all right? Meaning that we could also get a potential put out on our hands, and then that could also give rise to some aggressive selling, just like we got here previously, okay? Currently, this is also pushing higher, and it's expected based on what we highlighted on the USD index, all right? So, for me, I'll be expecting this to probably come back to test this level. This was the most recent low that was broken, all right, in the midst of this consolidation above the 1.325, all right. So eventually price broke below that support, all right. So moving forward, I'll be expecting a retest of that same level as resistance, and then a decline from that level. All right. Already, we have a potential fake out in our hands, and then I've highlighted and related it to what happened um, back in September of 2024, right here. Okay. So that's why this is one to watch. I've already seen a break below that support. Now we expect a retest of that same level as resistance, and then a further decline from that level. Double top on weekly time frame. Okay, let's check it out. Yeah, fantastic. So we also get this double top on the weekly time frame. All right, which further confirms the bearish bias that we have for pound to USD. Okay, which is also in line with the fakers that I highlighted on the daily time frame. All right, so with this in mind, you can tune down to even 1 hour time frame, we still have the same expectation. So we expect this to continue to push higher, which of course for scalpers, for basic traders, this will also be an opportunity to learn, all right, while we expect a retest of 1.325 and then bearish continuation from that level. Okay, we'll get there in minutes for AG. Right. And then USD Yeah, USD If you remember this pair from last time, happened pretty fast. Now, from that last time, or the last session on this forum, for USD I highlighted how it has stayed above 0.84 for uh, over a decade, I think, or over a decade, it stayed above 0.84. All right. If you look back and check, it has stayed above that 0.84 level over a period of 10 years. All right. And then fast forward to here, we've got a break below 0.84. Of course, 0.84 is a critical support level. And recently, this happened April 10, precisely. We got a break below that very significant level of 0.84. And then I remember telling us that as much as some traders will be looking to sell USD CHF, of course, I was taking the opposite side, all right? I was looking for a reclaim of that key important level so that we can have a fake out as well below 0.84. All right. Now, below 0.84, with this momentum, all right, we ideally should have seen price continue to push lower, of course, creating series of lower highs and lower lows below 0.84. But that didn't happen. Now we get a close back above 0.84. All right. Which means 0.84 for the fact that price has stayed above it for a period of 10 years, it is incredibly significant, all right, and has acted as range support for 10 years until recently, April 10, when we got that break below 0.84, all right. So like I said, most traders will see this as a selling opportunity, and it really could be, but now that we have a close back above 0.84, further confirming that we could get a potential fake out right here, all right? Uh, so fake outs like this usually will trigger an extensive move in the opposite direction. All right. So we have a sell side fake out. What it means is that we're going to expect, because of this reclaim that we now see, we're going to expect an aggressive move to the upside. All right. We're going to expect an aggressive move to the upside. For these fake outs now, I've mentioned it multiple times as well. It occurs when price breaks below or above a significant key level, only to reclaim it very quickly. All right, especially it's happening on the higher time frames. All right, so as I pointed out, price stayed above 0.84 for a period of 10 years, and April 10, we got a break below, and right now we see a close back above 0.84, meaning that the whole of the price level here is a potential fake out. All right. What do we now need to see moving forward? We need this level 0.84 to hold as support. Okay, just like it happened multiple times. All right. See this level holding as support, and then price push higher from that level. You look back, you see this level again. Price came to 0.84 and then pushed higher from that level. Let's see if we can get one more. It's too far. Let's go back. Okay, so moving forward, I expect this level 0.84 to hold as support, all right? And then see some buying pressure from this level, and then that will be my trigger to buy USD CHF. Now, this is happening on the daily time frame, which is, don't forget, our anchor chart. And then I can tune down to even 30 minutes for the buy opportunity that I expect here at 0.84 support level. All right. So this continues to push lower. Don't mind. I'm waiting for it at 0.84. At 0.84, price eventually will test it. I'll be looking for some buying pressure at 0.84. All right. So that can be my trigger to jump in for a buy. All right. And then expect that aggressive move to the upside. This is going to be very interesting to trade, and I hope you catch it the minute it matures. All right, it's going to be very interesting to trade. Okay, so that's for USD CHF. All right, that's for USD CHF. I really do hope you don't miss that opportunity. USD JPY as well. USD JPY. Again, this is the daily time frame. It has stayed between this resistance and support, which of course is a descending channel, has been consistent between resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support for a long time. Until recently, right? When we got a break above the trend line resistance. Okay, when we break above the trend line resistance, thanks to the USD strength. Okay. All right. So what happens here again? For USD JPY, we can expect some retracement. All right. And then expect some retracement, and then an opportunity to long USD JPY. All right. It's recently broken out of this consolidation phase. All right. Move between resistance and trend line support. All right. And now we see a break to the upside. All right. So now we can expect some retracement, and then look for a buy opportunity. Right. Look for a buy opportunity. I'm going to take this out, then go back to 1 hour. All right. So we see this aggressive move right here, and that's why we expect some retracement. Okay, expect some retracement, and then that will be our trigger to long USD JPY as well. USD card, I've also mentioned this multiple times for two reasons. Number one, this 2-year consolidation phase right here. From 2022, September of 2022 here, and then October of 2024, price stayed between 1.387 resistance and 1.32 support for 2 years, all right? And then eventually we got a break above, and then that gave rise to this push to the upside, which gave us close to 1,000 pips, all right? Close to 1,000 pips. Yet again, recently we saw this consolidation phase as well. Price broke below it. And I've also mentioned multiple times that the longer a consolidation phase takes, the more aggressive the resulting breakout usually is, right? So for this recent one, lasted for December of 2024 to April of 2025, right? This consolidation phase as well. And eventually we got a break below the support side. And then so far, it delivered over 500 pips, all right? Delivered over 500 pips. Now, what is significant here for USD card is the fact that if you look at this 1.387 price level, it was the top of this consolidation phase, all right? It was the top of this consolidation phase that lasted 2 years, all right? was the top of this consolidation phase that lasted 2 years. Okay, so currently, what it also means is that this now that price is back above it, this level at 1.387 is now acting as support. All right, it's now acting as support. So price closed back below it. We got a retest of that same level. Let me go to 30 minutes so it's more visible. This cannot be the current price. Okay, so I knew it wouldn't be the current chart. Okay, okay. So like I said, for a USD card, price broke above 1.387, very significant. It was the top of the 2 year consolidation phase that we got back in 2022 to 2024, right? We got a retest of the same level, all right? And then price has been pushing higher, all right, since it closed above 1.387, okay? This is 30 minutes time frame, and then we see this support level here, see this support level right here, then price is pushing higher from that support. We also have this resistance here. So if you are going to trade USD cards, you want to wait for price to break above this resistance on 30 minutes time frame, all right? See a break above the resistance, and then that could be your entry signal for a buy USD card. All right, thank you, Dizat. Thank you, Mark. Okay, we get there, get there, get there. That's a US 100. What do we have? Okay. Last time we were here, showing us this 19,500 level. And then I said that as long as price is above that level, then you can expect a further push to the upside. Okay, you can expect a push to the upside. All right. So we have that so far. Price is now testing uh, resistance at 21,000. Okay, testing resistance at 21,000. All right. This is US 400. So what we can expect here, because of this resistance at 21,000, you can expect a retracement. All right, you can expect a retracement. Now let's see the last high that was broken. It comes in around this price level, right? The last high that was broken before price got to that resistance at 21,000. Okay, so this is daily time frame. Now or 1 hour. Okay. So, of course, this is still an uptrend. This is still in an uptrend. We see higher lows and higher highs, right? This is the most recent high. So we expect a new low for another entry opportunity. Okay, that's for US 100. So what it means is that we don't want to be buying at resistance. Okay, we want to wait for some retracement. Okay, we want to wait for some retracement. All right. So I'll be looking towards 2600. I'll be looking towards 2600 and then potentially 280. All right, for the retracement. For scalpers and more aggressive traders, it will also be um, a sell opportunity. Okay. Now we also have this support right here, the 1 hour time frame. Right? We also have this support because of this retracement back here. We also have the support and the 1 hour time frame. All right. So first, I'll be looking at price coming back to this support for entry opportunity for a buy. All right. I can see some buying pressure on this support. All right. Or we breach that, then I'll be looking towards 2600, and then a break of that, uh, I'll be waiting for 20 to 80 around that price level. All right. So on the 1 hour time frame now, we see a double top, which in itself is also a reversal pattern happening at a significant resistance, all right? Significant key level. Now we see a double top, all right? So you can expect some retracement. First, I'm looking at 2751, this support level for a buy opportunity. It breaks below that, then I'm looking towards 2600 and it break below that. Uh, take the next support to 2280. Okay, for US 100, right? For US 100. Uh, now for gold. Now for gold. Um, the last setup we traded here. Remember, last setup we traded here for gold. The all-time high at around 34.95, 3495. Okay, and then um, remember we got this trend line for the neckline. Yeah, we got this as well. And then we have support here. 322786. Right, we have support right here. Okay, we have this key support right here at 3227.86. Okay, for gold now. This is on the 4 hours time frame. All right. Um, we saw this setup before. I'm sure that you remember. We got head, um, we got the left shoulder, and then the right shoulder. So we're waiting. At that time, we're waiting for price to break the neckline, and that happens give us some decent pips, right? Give us some decent pips. Okay. And currently, price is back at that support of 3227.86. All right. Currently, we see some strength in the USD. All right. We have some strength in the US dollar. Right. Um, and of course, because gold is also an inverse of USD. That's why we see this decline in gold. And now it's found support at 3227.86. Okay. And then we also have this bullish engulfing candle right there, bullish engulfing candle. Okay. Now, we cannot also ignore this bearish structure that we have here. All right. You see high, you see low, you see lower high. And right now, it's just to create a new low. Okay, to create a new low. Ideally, this move should have given us, say, or what we have is a double bottom right there. It's a double bottom right there, right? So, I'm going to expect some retracements, all right, as a result of this double bottom pattern. I'm going to expect some retracements, okay? uh, possibly back towards this resistance, all right? Possibly back towards that resistance. But ideally, I'm going to expect some selling pressure, okay? I'm going to be looking out for some selling pressure around this area, okay? Around this area, like around 332.90, okay? Let's approximate that. Yeah, around 32.90. I'm going to be expecting some at the end of this retracement. Okay. Now, if that doesn't happen, and then instead we get a break above 32.90, now we're looking towards this trend line resistance. All right. We're looking towards this trend line resistance. Or on the other hand, if none of that happens, and instead we get it close below the support level, then that would be fantastic. And then would be another confirmation that the downtrend is about to soon, right? That's for uh, gold. That's for gold. And then this will be the last one we talk about for today. If you have one or two questions for the next 1 2 minutes, you can quickly make them known so I can quickly address them before we finally draw the curtain on today's edition of the morning market view. All right. So far, I hope you've been able to get one or two instruments, assets that you can watch for today. All right, for trade opportunities. Okay. Sanusi says to check out the 30. Okay, let's see what we have. Okay, so for G30, it's created this new high, all right? It's just created this new high above 23,330, all right? It's created this new high, all right? It's created this new high. Of course, pretty much aggressively bullish, all right? And then we have the high here at 23. Let me get the absolute value, something. 3892. All right, that works. Okay. So this is H4. Let's see H1. Okay. All right. So the uptrend is still pretty much intact. All right. Still intact. Okay. It's sufficiently closed this gap. All right. And the next behind it, it's closed it now. And then it's beginning to go back up. All right. Okay, so of course, for D30, it's ideal to continue to look for opportunities to buy. Okay, it's ideal to continue to look for opportunities to buy. All right, it's recently created this low here, this support, and then it's giving us this confirmation for the buy here, this bullish engulfing pattern. And then we're beginning to see the follow through on that. All right, price continues to push higher above 2633. Okay. Now, the events that it breaks below the support, then you can expect more further uh, or deeper pullback for this German index. Right. But as it is, uh, it remains an uptrend, and they will continue to look for opportunities to buy. All right. Okay, so this is an ideal place to leave it for today. It's an ideal place to leave it for today. All right. Um, so this is very job the content for today's edition of the Morning Market Review. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been really fantastic talking to us for uh, about an hour and a half. Thank you very much. I wish us a great trading day. Thank you, Sam C. Thank you to everyone who took time out to join us today. I wish us a great trading day once again. Thank you very much.